everyone, it's Valerie from Stampin' with Valerie, and today we are going to be using some of the new products that are in the Celebration catalog coming out in January. If you are on my list, you will be getting a catalog soon because I should be getting them this week. Yay! So we're going to use the Berry Blessings stamp set and the Berry Delightful Designer Series paper. Now these come as a set, so basically if you spend $100, you will get both of these free because our Celebration, as you know, has items that you get for free with a $50 purchase and items that you get for free with a $100 purchase. And these two things will come together with a $100 purchase if you choose the item. So, such an adorable stamp set. Sentiments are wishing you the very best, bountiful blessings, you always have a way of making my day, and let me see here, I want to show you a set that is in the catalog, a bundle that coordinates with this, the Sweet Strawberry bundle, which has the punch and this other stamp set. So how perfect are those together? And then of course, obviously you've got this punch, you can punch out your strawberries and leaves, and it would be fantastic to use them all together. So I'm going to try to get my video pulled up here. There we go. So now I can see when you're commenting on Facebook on my iPad. So I hope you're having a great Sunday. I'm having a pretty good one so far. I want to show you this gorgeous, very delightful Designer Series paper. So this would be the front, this is the back. So there's one, you would get 12 sheets total in the pack. Look how gorgeous that is. I just love all the paper in this set. It's just yummy, basically, literally yummy. This one, I don't know why, the different color strawberries, you know, the different stages of when they're getting ripe and that kind of thing, and that red and white gingham, love it. The blueberries, isn't that gorgeous? How pretty is that? Then you've got some fantastic blackberries, another strawberry paper, and of course that first one was raspberries. So you get a fantastic bunch of paper and a stamp set with a $100 purchase starting January 4th. So you don't want to miss out on that. Okay, so the card we are going to make today, I'm going to show you right now. How cute is this? And I decided to use that sentiment. You always have a way of making my day. And because I love raspberries, I thought I would do something first with the raspberries. So this is the adorable card we're going to make today. We're going to use 3 different inks. Actually 4 when you include the memento for the sentiment. But we're going to use Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, and Puppy Parade. All right. So the first thing you're going to need to do is grab your ornate layers dies and die cut one of these with Whisper White. Now, if you saw my earlier post, Whisper White, our facility that manufactured Whisper White, is no longer going to be able to manufacture our Whisper White. So we are going to be switching over to Basic White. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's going to have the exact same texture as our Whisper White, that real smooth texture, but I know, knowing Stampin' Up's quality, that it is going to be fabulous and we are going to love it just as much as we love Whisper White. But if you are in need of Whisper White, go on to my store right now, valeriesmith.stampinup.net, and look for that Whisper White that you want. Some of it's already sold out. Like, I don't think they have the 12 by 12. I haven't looked since this morning, so I don't know what's on there, but if there's anything in Whisper White that you want, now would be a good time to go on there and look for it. Hi Ingrid, how are you? Glad you're joining. All right, so let's grab our supplies for this card. And so basically, we are going to start with a piece of our Designer Series paper, and again, I chose the raspberries. And then I layered it with some basic black, just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So you just have that tiny little frame around it. Then of course I did the same with some Flirty Flamingo and basic black. Then of course we did that ornate layer die. And I have a stitch circle from the Stitched Shapes dies. All right, and I believe that is the 1 3/4, 1 7/8. I think it's 1 7/8 inch die. So take your Whisper White base, fold it in half, and I don't know how much longer, like I said, I'll be able to say Whisper White. I'm not sure when our new designer series paper, our new basic white cardstock will be on sale for us, but I'm sure it's going to be sometime soon. All right, so take that Flirty Flamingo and use whatever adhesive you want to use and layer it directly onto that larger basic black piece. And like I say, you're just going to have that tiny little frame, but it just gives it just enough so you, like when you put it on that paper, that makes a huge difference compared to just putting a piece of Flirty Flamingo, even though Flirty Flamingo is gorgeous. It doesn't really matter. But I love having that little black frame, so to speak, around it. All right. I will tell you, when I saw this little bundle in the Celebration catalog, I was super excited because I love anything with the little fruits and things like that, because they just remind me of summer. They remind me of doing things with my family and with my mom and going out and picking berries and making jam and all that good stuff that I did as a kid. So this was so perfect for me when I saw it. Okay, take that frame that you cut out, that ornate frame. Now I did it in Whisper White. You could even do it in Flirty Flamingo. You could do it in black and it would be really pretty on here as well. So whatever you want to cut it out in. Again, I chose white. Load it up with some dimensionals. And when I say loaded up, I really mean loaded up. I basically did 8 dimensionals on mine because I didn't want it to sag in any area. So I did basically 3 down each long side and then 2 offset in the center. So how many of you have already finished your Christmas shopping? I am so excited that I can raise my hand and say my Christmas shopping is finished. I can't tell you how happy that makes me, because I started later than I normally do, so I was super excited when I finished, and I was like, oh, it wasn't too bad starting a little later. I got it done anyway. And I even, you know, a lot of it, like I ordered online a lot of stuff this year, which I do every year. I order stuff online, but not as much as I did this year. Okay, go ahead and layer that designer series paper. Again, if you want to use a different print, use a different print. It doesn't matter. I just happen to love the raspberries, so that's why I went with it. My favorite berry, raspberries. Love them. Love, love, love. All right, put it on that basic black. Make that little frame, that skinny little frame around it. And now it takes a second to get it lined up and make sure it's where you want it exactly. But once you get it lined up, you're good to go. I keep forgetting to stop on that 90-degree angle with this. And so every time I start, I always have to use my thumb to get it started. All right, this fits just perfectly in between all of these little dots that are poked out right here all match. Isn't that great? How that all just kind of fits perfectly right on there. I love how it looks once you get it on there. Now, that looks cute just like that, but you know we're gonna add more fluff to it. You know we are, because we haven't even stamped anything yet. All right, so grab your Poppy Parade and grab that raspberry stamp. We're just gonna stamp that raspberry. Then we're going to grab Flirty Flamingo. And for the center, I'm going to stamp off and then stamp in the center so it's a little bit lighter so you can really see that outline of the little, I don't even know what you would call those on the berries, but all those little circles that make up the berry. And then some Granny Apple Green for the stem, and then we're gonna fussy cut this bad boy out. You know how much I like fussy cutting. and it doesn't bother me. I was a little sad that there wasn't a raspberry on that strawberry builder punch, which doesn't make sense because it's called the strawberry builder punch. It's not called the raspberry builder punch. But I was like, oh, I could just use the punch to punch this out. And then when I looked, I was like, yeah, no, you can't, Valerie. Totally different fruit there. All right, so just go around all those little berry balls. I don't know what you call them. We'll call them berry balls. Why not? And then for the little leaves, you're just gonna cut out those little tiny triangles in between the leaves. And we are gonna actually fussy cut that stem as well. And I know it's long and skinny, but trust me, it's easier than you think. First, just cut in on one side to the stem, and then come over on the other side and cut in just to the stem. So you know it's still connected, and you're just going to cut down that side of that. And then let's cut it off right here at the top. I probably should have cut that little piece off first. But then just hold on to this Whisper White piece. Just cut to get right there. And then kind of grab both pieces and cut it off. And then you've got that cute little stem, and it kind of curls a little bit because it's super skinny, but it looks fantastic when you get it done. And then again, just cut those little triangles out next to the leaves there. Yay! It's turning out so cute. And then go around all, as I call those little berry balls. Hi Sophie, how are you? Thanks for joining. Oh, I'm so glad you're almost done with all your shopping too, Ingrid. Yay! It's such a good feeling when you get it done. And I'm going to be honest, except for one more thing that I have coming in the mail, I have everything wrapped too. So I feel like I am more on the ball this year than I have been in past years. Okay, so after you fussy cut, if you're like me, you notice there are still some little pieces of Whispered White because you don't always get perfectly in every little crevice. And since we stamped this with Poppy Parade, grab your Poppy Parade Stampin' Right marker and just kind of go around the edge of that to color in all of those little white spots. Now, I didn't use it for the green because I didn't think I needed it. I thought I got pretty good on that stem. But if you want to, you can use Granny Apple Green and go around the stem and the leaves. But I think I got those pretty good. It was mostly around the edge of these berries or the edge of the berry, that I always have a little bit of extra that needs to be filled in. All right, let's take our memento. We're gonna stamp that sentiment. You always have a way of making my day. I think that's such a beautiful sentiment. What a beautiful friendship card to send to someone, right? Or to a parent or whoever, anyone who does something for you and you just want to say, thank you, I appreciate you, I love you, you're great. All right, so we have our little pieces ready. Now, all we're gonna need to do is grab some of that Whisper White polka dot tulle ribbon. Now, here's what I did with this. I love this ribbon because it's so delicate, but you can do so many fun things with it. So I just flip it over, make a little bow, fold it back, make a little bit big, I say a bow, but make a loop, fold it back, make a little bit bigger loop. So you've got 2 loops, then fold this piece up, cut that off so you have that piece sticking up in the center. Now, grab a stapler. It doesn't matter what kind of stapler you have, just grab a stapler, staple it a couple times so you have a couple of staples in there, and if you miss it completely, staple up a little higher because I totally missed that whole piece right there. All right, and I think I'm out of staples, and I'm gonna need more, so let me grab my staples and refill my stapler too. Now, the one I have is a Tim Holtz stapler. We used to sell one. You may have the Stampin' Up! One. That would be fantastic if you did. I unfortunately do not, but I do have this wonderful Tim Holtz mini stapler that I just love because it's got those super tiny little staples. and I love them, especially for things like this. Let me staple that one more time right up here. All right, so now the great thing about those staples is those will stick really nicely to your glue dots. So I always just take some glue dots, stick it directly where I have those staples. Sometimes I do a couple extra just to make sure. Then we're gonna stick that on the card, kind of right here, because our sentiment is going to cover up those staples. You're not gonna see those staples. Isn't that fantastic? I think my whole nose and face was just in the camera, so I apologize if you got to see my half of my face. And for the bottom, I just made one small loop, and then I had, it's actually a little bit smaller even, just one piece sticking out, cut at an angle, following the dots that are already on that ribbon, and then do the same thing, just staple those together. Grab some glue dots, put those glue dots on there. And then just stick this down here. And again, it's gonna be covered by that circle once we get our little circle on there. Flip your circle over that you have your sentiment on. Grab some more of those dimensionals. You know how much we love our dimensionals. And I'm even gonna put one little extra one in the middle this time. Put that right on top. Look how pretty that is. You got lots of little fluff. We're gonna take this berry. We're gonna use a mini dimensional, which I have here somewhere. Of course I do. There they are. We'll just grab one mini dimensional, and we're gonna put that kind of down here at the bottom of the berry, and then grab some Tombow, because you're gonna have some of your berries stuck on here. So you want to use a little bit of Tombow just along that side of the berry that's going to be stuck onto our little mini circle. And I kind of lined it up under that Make My Day or My Day part. And then you've got your little berry attached. Now, a new fantastic matte black dots embellishments. Look at these. Aren't these fantastic? They're just like little black pearls, but they're matte. They're not shiny. I love them. You can see the difference between this card and that one, how it looks with or without those little matte black dots. I love it with the matte black dots, so we are going to continue and add some of those onto this little card. Love them. This is the first time I used these, was today, and I thought, how fantastic are these? Like, they are just a little bit different than what we normally have. We always have a lot of bling. We don't have a lot of matte embellishments, so having some matte embellishments is perfect. Look at how gorgeous that card is. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it a little bit closer, and you can see the dimension with that ribbon, how it gives it a little bit of fluff. And if you wanted to, you can always color that ribbon with your Stampin' Blends markers. So you could color it with Fleur de Flamingo or Granny Apple Green, just to make it a little bit different. I personally just like it in the Whisper White like that. I think it looks great. And I hope you enjoyed today's Sunday stamping. I'm so glad you were able to join me. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, Ingrid and Lois. I just saw that you were on here, Lois and Laura. So thank you all for joining. I truly appreciate it. I hope you will have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon. If you haven't, get online, finish some Christmas shopping, or wrap your gifts, or do something fun for the holidays, or get out some craft supplies and do something fun just for you, because you deserve it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining. Bye.